Hey guys, I'm Samson Davina. Every year I try to make improvements in my coaching, and during the next 12 months, I've made it my goal to try to improve my coaching in doubles. There's not much material out there for doubles, so I'm trying to come up with a lot of my own things. I've reached out to a lot of coaches, and I've got a lot of blank stares from people saying, well, I don't know how to train doubles. Maybe you play games, maybe you just do multi-ball, and there's not a lot of good advice out there as to how to train in doubles. How do you train the basic technique? How do you train advanced movements? How do you train tactics? So I'm going to make it my goal to try to develop something during the next 12 months. Today, I'm not going to be telling you everything I'm developing, but I'm just going to give you a kind of an appetizer as to what's going to be coming. Check it out. There's a few critical things to learn in doubles. The first is the difference between righty-righty doubles and righty-lefty doubles. The next thing is the basic movement, then linking the shots, then tactics. I'm going to do my best to summarize a 10-hour lecture in 5 minutes here. So for righties, both players want to be positioned there. For lefty-righty, the lefty wants to be positioned here, and the righty wants to be positioned there. So it's much easier for lefty-righty doubles because typically lefty-righty doubles, as soon as you hit, you move back. As soon as you hit, you move back. So the righty would hit and move back, hit and move back, the lefty would move directly back. So there's less running in circles for righty-lefty doubles. Righty-righty doubles, both players want to get back to this position. So if this is me and this is my partner, as soon as my partner hits, he has to move back, and then as soon as I hit from here, I move back. So you're basically running in circles from the corners, okay? How do you practice this? A lot of players know about this, but they don't know how to practice it. So for me personally, I like to set up my Noogie robot down here, or I could have somebody feed multi-ball, and the ball's going directly to one spot, and we just practice hitting and then moving, just to get the basic movement down. The thing I like about the robot or multi-ball is that it can go slow. When you're trying to learn that at game speed, it just seems overwhelming. Same exact thing for backhand. If this is my partner and this is me, as soon as my partner hits, he moves back here. As soon as I hit, then I move back here. So the same thing, you're running circles like this. And that's how you play from the corners if you're a righty-righty combination. Again, have the robot shoot very slowly here, about one ball every 3 seconds, and just practice the basic movement. You're not going to get anywhere in doubles unless you got the basic movement down as far as the footwork. So that's the difference between righty-righty and righty-lefty. And then that's also the basic movement. Now we go on to the next step, which is the advanced movement. By advanced, I mean linking backhand and forehand together. So let's say if we were to do a drill like forehand, middle, backhand, or 2 forehands, 2 backhands. Let's use 2 forehands, 2 backhands, for example. So we know that both righties want to be positioned there. Okay. So if you are here and your opponent and your partner is there, after playing this ball here, you're going to move back to here. Okay? After your partner comes and hits this ball, you're going to already be positioned there. They're going to be moving here while you hit this one here. As soon as you hit this one, then you move back to here. As soon as your partner hits that one, then he moves back to there. Okay? The first one to hit the ball in the drill, 2 backhands, 2 forehands, has to go a little bit more outside, so they typically do a little bit of movement. Again, make sure that you have a robot over here or somebody feeding you multi-ball so you can start this kind of practice slow. I don't know anybody in the world that just jumped onto the table after playing singles and could do that one in doubles. Okay, so start slow. 2 balls per one ball every 2 seconds, 1 ball every 3 seconds, or even 1 ball every 4 seconds. There's a lot of drills like that you can do. Forehand, middle, backhand, or even 2 or 3 forehands, or 3 middles, or 3 backhands. Again, for combining backhand and forehand, make sure that it starts simple. The next thing you're going to be able to do in combining backhand and forehand is make it random. So the ball goes anywhere random between backhand and forehand. For a righty-lefty, like I said, it's fairly easy. For righty-righty, where they both want to be positioned here, it's a little bit tricky. Both players start back for this drill, and then one player will move forward an inch or two to play. How do you know whether to move this way or this way? It depends on the placement of the shot. It depends on your body positioning. So if you play, let's say, for example, a backhand here, you would then come back to there. If you would play, let's say, a forehand from here, you would likely come back, but that's kind of close to the dividing point. If you played a forehand from here, obviously, you would come back that way. All right? So you're basically hitting and then getting back to the ready position. Why don't you want to hit and stay camped out on the table? Why don't you want to just hit and stay right there? Because you're like a target. As soon as your opponent hits directly at you, if your opponent is here, you've completely blocked your partner from being able to hit the next ball. The next part here that we're going to be talking about is the tactics. And for me, this is the most enjoyable. Check it out. Doubles tactics are a lot more complicated than singles tactics because you have your partner, you have two opponents, not one opponent. So with that kind of combination, it adds way more variables to the equation here. So we're going to be talking about doubles tactics. Now, instead of boring you with hundreds of different patterns that work, I'm going to give you 3 basic examples. Okay? So you're on this side with your opponent, with your partner. Your opponents are on that side. Let's just talk about singles for a second. If you were to spin the ball high and slow right there, and your opponent was close to the table, it would probably be a fairly easy smash. Normally in singles, you want to spin deeper, not shorter, unless your opponent is further from the table. Okay? What about doubles? Would that particular shot work there? If I were to backhand loop, spinning in short there, would that work? Well, let's talk about it for a second. Imagine that you served short here. Okay? The receiver pushed back short, and your partner pushed back short right there. Okay? The next player pushes long here. Okay, so one player is here, and one player is leaning over the table right there, pushing long here. So if one player is here, he's likely going to go back, directly back that way. If you spin short and high there, how is this guy going to make a block? He's not, because he lost the timing. This guy's going to probably get stuck lobbing that particular ball. Another example might be in singles, after you play a loop extremely wide to the forehand, oftentimes you want to look to loop down the line on the next ball because this guy's off the table. But in doubles, sometimes looping 2 balls in a row to the extreme wide forehand is good. Imagine if in doubles, if you looped one ball extremely wide to the forehand, and then your partner looped the next ball directly here, where is this other guy? He's still camped out right there, and he's going to make a solid block there against you. But if you take both guys out to the wide forehand and then change here, now they're crashing into each other over here. This is an awfully hard ball to cover. So you see in doubles, 2 balls out there is oftentimes better than 1 there and then 1 directly to the backhand. Another example is if you're playing a righty-righty combination, if you play multiple balls quick to the backhand, oftentimes they have a difficulty in covering it. Playing quick backhand to backhand to backhand to backhand in singles is okay, but it's really good in doubles. Imagine if one guy is here, one player is here, and they play a quick backhand counter loop, and you directly play another ball right back there. How can that guy get out of the way? This is really difficult. If you were playing against a righty-lefty combination, it would not be nearly as effective. Imagine if the righty is standing here and the lefty is standing there. The righty plays a quick backhand loop, and then you play directly here. Now the lefty would have the space to play a quick forehand loop. So you see, some patterns, righty-righty combination work great, whereas righty-lefty combination don't work nearly so well. So why did I make this video anyway? Because I want to encourage other US players and coaches to start thinking more about doubles. For my kids, they love playing doubles because they feel the teamwork. They feel that they're working together toward a goal as opposed to always working against each other. My coaching next year in our group sessions is going to involve quite a bit of doubles. Not only teaching the players how to move, but also teaching them the tactics that involved. I think it's fun, and I think it's a great way of adding a new element to training. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me some feedback and let me know what you do for training. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.